Oh my, greetings all you wild and weirdos and weirdettes out in weird, wild and weird radio land. It's Ron, that's Joe over there and man, do we have a crazy show tonight. There's a lot of stuff going on and we're going to get to all that stuff in a bit. But Joe, what's been going on?
Well, this past weekend you were at Kecksburg, and I had a birthday party for my little guy. He turned 3 this weekend and had a blast. But you guys were up there hanging out in Kecksburg with all the good people.
We had a good time. I actually made a little short video over there for you guys to go over and take a look at. You can take a look at that and see how you like it and comment or whatnot. Every little bit helps to keep the algorithm happy. So yeah, you guys please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We're trying to get this thing out there to as many people as possible and, get our content out there because we got some big things that are coming soon. And you're all helping with that. Man, you're already helping with it, Joe. Look at that. We've already
West Virginia Bigfoot Project kicked in the doors early with a donation there to help get things moving. We're working on raising some funds right now for a very special item that is very much needed, and
you'll like it. Let's just say you'll like it, and we'll
you'll like it, especially if you see us out on the road, because it's a definite upgrade that's definitely needed for several reasons. And we've got, what is it?
I got you a list so you don't have to scroll the whole thing. You can scroll it. Yeah, if it gets ahead of you, you can still read. So you don't have to sit there and, try to do the thing because there's so many who have supported the show now at this point.
I know.
It's literally a list. Like, I feel like Santa Claus sometimes reading that list.
So we're going to kick that list off there, and I'll go ahead and I will rattle off the rest of the names.
There you go. You do that.
Here. So this show, again, to everybody who's watching right now, this show is completely free. No, paywalls, no buy me a coffees, no Patreons, none of that, because you guys keep it free for everyone for eons and eons to come. This show is 100% funded by you guys being Adam Good, L.W. Marshall, Larry Hose, Eyes in the Woods, John Smirker, Richard Minnick, Luke McCombs, Gary Schuler, Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State, Ada Cox, Nancy White, Scott Holbrook, Lisa, a.k.a. Dancing with Orbs, the West Virginia Bigfoot Project, Finding the Trackway, Tommy Swigger, Pat, Seth Beans, Lamille, Kenny Hess, Small Town Monsters. I need to shoot Kenny a message. Haven't heard from. I know that they went on vacation here recently, but I got to get a hold of that cat. Small Town Monsters, James Nelson, Octopus with a whole bunch of friends, Dewey the Deucer Edwards, N.W. Hall, Uvaru 235, Spooky Appalachia, Lady Wolf, L.R., Guitar Chains Craig, Travis Orednick, Jeffrey Steele, Russ Bailey, Chris Coots, Bigfoot Littlefoot, Terry Summerfield, Sarah Ramsey, Julie Bug, Donna Ho, Angie Flannery, Jen Clower, Jamie Snell, Ike the Fob Daddy Fobber, Ashley Hill of On Wednesday We Talk Weird, Lotus Flower, Wendy the Pooh Bear, Asher's Creation, Spirit Brothers Paranormal UK, Pat Noble, Kim Drescher, Paul Sherman, Rick Skinner, John Barnes, and the West Virginia Bigfoot Project's on there twice. So there we go. That rounds off the list. Thank you guys for supporting us week in, week out. Like, you really have no idea how much it means to us and how much of a burden that it lifts. Because the way life is, we aren't able to spend as much time at as many shows per year as we used to. And you guys are what keep this ball rolling in the right direction and keep the lights on. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Blessings to everybody. Here comes one up. We're going to start it off right. Goodbye. Thank you, everybody. Y'all are awesome. We appreciate you more than you'll know. LR Miller says $5. My part in honor of Hulkamania. Yeah, everybody who hasn't seen the news today, Hulkamania has run wild and is now in the great ring in the sky with the likes of Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage, and the Ultimate Warrior, who changed his name legally to Warrior.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Really?
it was in a bid to get his all of his rights to all of his merchandise. He legally changed his name to Warrior.
I mean, sometimes you got to do those things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then sometimes it's completely unnecessary. Like one of the drill sergeants that was he was the drill sergeant over the flight below us at basic training. He
Mhm.
legally changed his name to Optimus Prime.
I mean, come on.
He
Why is that unnecessary? What you call that unnecessary? I
Tech
call that
Sergeant
brilliant.
Prime.
That's brilliant. I'm sorry. That is literally brilliant. If you wonder what I'm doing, guys, I am literally pulling off data from the laptop that was given to us up at Kecksburg by a researcher up there. I've got his information right here. Actually, his name's Jack. That's who he is. And
Jack, well, thank you.
Jack sent us some stuff to look at, and I don't know if he wants us to put his info out there or not, but either way,
We'll leave that out because that wasn't
he's a
expressed.
Bigfoot researcher. Let's just say he's a Bigfoot
Okay.
researcher. I got to talk to him. He's from Greensburg, Pennsylvania area, and he is absolutely down to earth. He recorded some stuff, and he just wanted to know what I thought about it, at the table and whatnot. Because I did. I took for you folks who weren't there, I took pretty much everything, all of our data, and had it sit up there at the table. Wasn't speaking, but I did speak, and boy, did I speak a lot. And showed the data, showed a lot of our stuff, and people were very interested in that stuff, by the way. And one of them was him. He's like, would you like to take a look at this? I'm like, sure, let's look at it. So we pulled it up, took a look at it, and there's some things can be explained, and there's some things that I asked if it would be okay, to put it on the show. He's like, sure, absolutely, and get a group consensus of it. And so here we are. We're going to do that. We're going to do that in the second part of the show. You're going to see that, and we've got some weird stuff coming from a site that we investigated during Paranormal Horizons, and we're going to be looking at that live as well. So we've got some other stuff. There's actually another one that was sent in literally 15 minutes before the show, and I'm trying to get rights and all to do that and trying to get the file right. So we'll see. We might get that next week. I don't know yet. All kinds of things are happening, and it's really, really cool to see you guys give this kind of response and take it as serious as you have. We are funny. We like to have a little bit of fun here sometimes, but we're dead serious when it comes to research, and we
Well,
love it.
speaking about being dead serious when it comes to research, Octoman has a question for us. He says, guys, if I
Go
was
ahead.
going to get just a couple things to do my first little investigation, what would be your suggestions?
My question to you would be, what do you want to investigate? If it's high
Yeah,
strangeness, number one on the list, Geiger counter.
100%. At bare minimum, a GQ 300S.
Absolutely.
They're about
Absolutely.
$89 right now. And I think GQ has a 10% coupon right now on Amazon that you can apply to the purchase.
Okay. That's
That is
great.
a GQ 300S.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I think that's one of the better things you can have on an investigation because you just don't know. And it seems to be, that it points to other things. You just don't know. I mean, we've seen multiple phenomena now where that is somehow related or seems to be related. I can't say it is related, but it sure seems like it's related.
The next piece of equipment, if you're wanting something for visuals, I would say a Psionics Aurora Black. There is a vendor that I can send you a link to on Amazon. These are very difficult to find now.
They're extremely difficult to find now.
They discontinued them for some reason.
Hmm.
It's weird because the product line hasn't received an upgrade of the Aurora. It's just they're not pushing them out.
Yeah.
So the vendor, he's based out of Ohio. He has a handful still on deck, and I can send you a link to him. I do believe it is $3.99 or $3.49.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on how much you want to spend. If you want to send us a budget of what you would want to spend on gear, we could write up a list for that too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. That'd be the easiest thing to do, honestly.
Yeah,
There's multiple ways to do it. Again, you don't have to go full out, but definitely Geiger counter is at the top of that list.
100%. Danza said, "Did you ever hear what that Big Bang was,
Yes,
Ron? Did
that
you
was
hear
a
about what the Big Bang
I
was?"
did. There was a big bang, and we all ran to the door. And I believe I almost tripped over top of David Spinks. He was heading for the door about the same time I was, and we got out there and looked out, and you could see smoke coming off the hill. I was like, oh, that don't look good. Someone let off a quarter stick of dynamite with all of the fire department, literally no more than 300 yards away, if that 200 yards away. I mean, ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. They probably got a little warning not to do that. Wasn't like there's a parade that just went up the street or anything a little bit earlier. But hey, they celebrate out there, I guess. So.
Right.
But yeah, that's what it was. That's what we heard. That's what it was anyway. Could be a cover up. I don't know.
So we've got a few, not much, but a few things rolling and flopping about here out in the news land, don't we,
We,
Ron?
we've got some basic news stuff, and then we've got some really big news stuff, right?
The
So
big news stuff is kind of serious implications, sort of.
yeah, yeah, real serious implications. That's why I said, you guys, for real. I'm not making this up. This could be a historic show, right, Joe? I mean, if it turns out to be what this is, like
Mhm.
this could be one of the, yeah, could be. So yeah, get this shared out to as many people as you can. I don't think I shared it out to any of the UFO groups. If anybody wants to do that, go ahead and do that too. Um, so first things up though, before we go into any of that, let's go over this whole thing about what just happened here with lid undies. There you go. Um, again, Ross Cohart. He's back in the news, in the UFO news. Seems like he stays there. But he found some good info for us. There's the hearings, the new hearings that are coming up, right?
Yep.
But there's been a little game change as well. So
Indeed.
there's definitely been a game change, and I think we have that. Do we have that clip? It's right here, right? Yeah, here it is.
In the UFO Files group, this is an interesting email up from Danny Sheehan. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with Danny Sheehan, he was a consultant at one time for the federal government. He is an investigative journalist as well as a very learned individual. We have some significant updates out of Washington. Representative Anna Paulina Luna, Republican of Florida, chair of the House Oversight Committee's task force on declassification of federal secrets, has temporarily shifted her primary focus away from UAP and to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation in response to the overwhelming public demand for transparency around the so-called Epstein list. To ensure that the UFO UAP issue continues to advance in the House, Representative Eric Burleson, Republican of Missouri, has assumed an increased leadership overseeing UAP related action in the House.
Whoops, sorry about that.
It's all
A
right.
little subscribe button came up, so go do it because apparently someone wants you to do that.
This UAP related action in the House includes coordinating potential public UFO UAP hearings, now tentatively slated for early September following the August recess. This timing is particularly significant as it aligns with the looming September 30th deadline for executive branch agencies to transfer all UFO UAP related records to the National Archives per the last round of legislation passed on this topic. Representative Eric Burleson the development comes at a critical time since Representative Burleson is presently coordinating with Senator Mike Rounds of South Dakota, who is to reintroduce into both the Senate and House exactly the language we need Namely, it's the same bill as in the Senate UAP Disclosure Act of 2023, which was introduced by then Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat out of New York. Senator rounds, as you know, are pentagram are
Possibly.
because they worship
Possibly.
the devil.
Yeah.
As you know, the New Paradigm Institute is working to expand bipartisan support for this bill. Our team is scheduling meetings with key staff members in multiple offices to discuss the sponsorship of UAP disclosure, the UFO Disclosure Act, the UAPDA, with Congressman Burleson in the House. Representatives Robert Garcia would ideally be an ally to push this effort forward as the new ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. So, what this is saying. Now, there's also some mentions of the Soul Foundation, which is Gary Nolan's group, and the members of the Soul Foundation's leadership is Gary Nolan, Christopher Mellon, and what's his name? David Grush. So those are the folks who are responsible for that meeting that takes place at Stanford University. They're working directly now with the government. Right there.
How about that? How about that? So here's a real quick clip, because we do have that, and it kind of goes a little deeper than what we just heard, because apparently they think they're going to get to storm Area 51, right, Joe?
Oh yeah. Basically, they're all requesting access to Area 51, which, as we know, those processes are not just a walk up and do it kind of deal. So anything that could be there could just be covered up,
Right.
moved.
Right. They did obviously didn't watch ID4. Okay, here we go. We'll play that clip, and this is it.
For you. We will start this week some news out of the Hill. There allegedly is going to be a UAP hearing in Congress in September. Our reporter, Joe Khalil with News Nation, he is on the Hill in D.C. He's helping us try to get some disclosure on this topic. He caught up with Rep. Eric Burleson this week, and here's what he told Joe.
Do we have any updates on hearing dates or anything like that?
We're looking at 1st of September.
Right.
We're trying to get some witnesses that have got firsthand experience. Some of those witnesses that we reached out to have either scheduling conflicts or do not want to be in a public hearing. So we're kind of going back to the drawing board, and we've got a list right now we're working on. David Grush is leading the effort to bring forward the witnesses that we will have in September. So that's what we're lining up. In addition, I've made an ask to the White House for our task force to get tours of Area 51, some of the other military installations, and to get a briefing. And so we're working with the White House to see if that can happen.
Well, what do you think, Joe? Can that happen?
It could happen, but you're talking like a lot of clearances would have to be put in place, and a lot of things would have to be moved. And I don't mean like actual devices and craft to be moved, but I'm saying there's a lot of things are gonna have to move through committees to get that kind of an access permit. To just walk on the base and do whatever.
Right.
Ashley, what's going on? Let's see. We got Angie here. Adam Goods in the house.
Hey.
Jordan Booker says, I found it interesting that Dr. Nolan appeared on Dr. Jordan Peterson's channel a few days ago. Yes, I shared that interview over on the Wild and Weird WV Talk page. If you guys haven't been members over there, I suggest you go over there, check it out. We do post video clips all week long, things that you're probably going to see on here anyway, but you get to watch the long format version before we condense it and give you the meat and potatoes. It was a phenomenal interview.
Wasn't it?
It's one of the few times, and regardless of what you think of Jordan Peterson and politics, he did a fantastic job interviewing Dr. Nolan, and I was extremely relieved that he actually let Nolan talk.
Yes.
Because normally he does like to hear himself talk. He is a man who is soothed by the sound of his own voice. And he actually let Gary Nolan do the talking, and it was beautiful. Gary did a fantastic job presenting the evidence. He actually released new information during that interview that had not been publicly released yet. And it's very, very interesting.
very, very fascinating. There's some things that were made there, some allegations that were made basically, again, claiming, we're not alone. We never have been alone. So there's that.
Right.
Man, it's good. That's all I'm going to say. Go listen to it. Go watch it. Go catch it. The link, it's over there on the page. And I might include it in here eventually as well.
Enzo brings up that Peterson spoke very little during that interview, and it was very interesting. The only times that I think that I've ever seen him sit in an interview, because I watch media from all across the spectrum, because cognitive dissonance is extremely important to the continuation of an intellectual life. You have to hear disagreement. You have to hear stuff and not just blow up. So I listen to him sometimes, and the only times I've ever heard him actually be reserved and specifically just guide and direct something is if it's something that he knows he is completely out of his depth on, and he will allow the conversation because he's learning. He's asking the questions that he wants the answers to. And it's really interesting, especially some of the ways he will frame some of these questions, because he knows the legal loopholes that exist and how not to ask certain questions if you want them answered.
Yeah, that was a really good interview. Like I said, go check that out. There's some interesting little revelations made there that, you may or may not know. But the next bit was this whole disillusionment that Ross has that made the news, where he actually threatens to call out some of these people, Joe. So we called it, this whole possible, play of catastrophic disclosure. And this sounds like that's what this is a call for.
And I think part of the issue now for Congress is that there are parts of the Congress that have been read into the secret retrieval and reverse engineering program, and they don't think you've got the right to know about it. So yes, I suspect very, very much that we're being played right now, and I'm beginning to get very, very cynical, even though there are good intentions from the good people in the House Oversight Subcommittee that's looking at this issue, and at Paulina's committee, the Transparency Committee. I have a real problem with what's going on at Senate level, and I think that there are certain key senators that are actively obfuscating and blocking the public's right to know. And I'm going to start calling them out shortly. I think it's really important that people realize we're being played.
Well, he seems pretty adamant about that.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be a bluff. And go ahead.
He followed this statement. This is the first time I've seen that clip. I watched it just a little bit before the show. He made the exact same, or used the exact same verbiage as oh gosh, the folks over at the other podcast.
You mean Corbell?
Corbell, yeah, Jeremy Corbell.
Yeah. Jeremy did the same thing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he said the exact same thing. And you know what's really funny and what's really interesting about that video that he recorded with George Knapp for that interview for TMZ? If you noticed the date that it was recorded, this was an old interview, but they knew it wasn't going to get released until something happened. Something had to get cleared. Something had to get authorized. Otherwise, they were not going to be able to release that footage. That's why there was a lot of older.
Joe, hold down the fort for 1 second, okay?
Sure.
Hold down the fort for 1 second.
So there was a lot of footage from that TMZ, I guess you would call it, episode that was old, and it was kind of like brush up material, but there was some stuff and it was new. And one of the things that was new was the fact that Jeremy Corbell did go on record saying that basically he was going to start calling them out. Now we hear Ross Coulthart saying the same things, making the same kind of statements, and I felt that we were inching towards, and I brought this up to Ron and Dave, and I think we might have even touched it here on the show after that TMZ episode, that we are moving the needle closer and closer to catastrophic disclosure. And this this whole thing is about to pop like a shaken up champagne bottle.
It really is. And, you know, I think that, okay, it's no coincidence that a lot of these people are all briefed and working together. You saw right there mention of the Soul Foundation. We saw just a few weeks ago Gary talking, and now we have another member of the Soul Foundation that has come into the news, that has come into play with this whole thing. And that is where the story gets strange, right?
Yeah. So for those who aren't familiar, the Soul Foundation is a private group. They are a hand select group of intellectuals who range from philosophers to astrophysicists to, in Gary Nolan's case, biomed people. In the pursuit of discovery of whatever this is that's out there. And they were completely separate from the government because of the way things were handled with Grush. But now it seems like they're coming to the table.
Well, I mean, what it comes down to is what, Avi Loeb has tried to do since, he kind of started the whole thing. And that is to get as many people in academics, serious research, to take the phenomena seriously and then present the data, right? I mean, that's kind of what it's all about. And then we see these other groups show up like that, and that's where we're at right now. We are literally with these citizen groups that are going and presenting their data and saying, okay, we don't care what your scientists say. Here's what our scientists say. And it gets a little harder to dismiss when you have multiple peer-reviewed data that's there on the table, right? And so that's where we are. And that brings us to what happened just a few days ago here. Where do we start with this? Let's see. Go ahead.
I would say we should start with David.
Okay. Yeah.
And what he did, how that started off.
Okay. You want to explain who that is real quick?
Yeah. So there's a guy, it's Ocean
and you know them. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Brief.
It's the team from Ocean X. And for those of you who may not be familiar with Ocean X, they are the company. Because yes, they are a company, but they are a research organization. But they're a company that specializes in deep sea study, scans, mapping the ocean floor for various things, from oil projects to other resources to just finding shipwrecks too. That's like that's his main thing. He likes finding shipwrecks and all that. Well, they were the guys called in for the Baltic Sea anomaly. Now, we remember over a decade now that the Baltic Sea anomaly first broke the news.
Yeah.
And then it went quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then in November, I remember walking my route to the mailroom, and you sent a message to the group chat saying that, guys, the Baltic Sea anomaly is back in the news.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at it and I was like, I don't see anything new here. And then suddenly there's the new there, that there were new scans that had been completed, further confirming that this thing seemed to not be of organic nature.
And then once again, it's off the maps. It's off the charts. Yep. We're not talking about it anymore, right?
Oh yeah, like it went from like boom and like it made a big splash and then immediately settled. No ripples.
Right. So this week there's a post that's made. Let me find it. Over on was it X? It was X is where it showed up first.
It was
right?
cross posted. He posted he had like a little
video.
message that he put up with the video link to their YouTube channel.
And Pavel over at Psychoactivio,
Yes.
he actually had it translated.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm going to put that link up there for you guys to go listen to that, because it's not there anymore. Now, the one by Pavel, it's up there, I think, but the original one's gone, right?
Yes, it was removed. Throw up the X post. So this was the first. This is from Pavel. Although this post has been public for a few days, the subject or subscriber brought this video to my attention a few days ago, and I managed to obtain translation with voice dubbing. Here's what Dennis, not David, Dennis Asberg said about Dr. B. Villarroel. I think.
You're
I
talking
know it's
about
B. Villario, I think, or Villarroel. I can't pronounce her name. I am American. So it's not related to the Baltic Sea anomaly. It's directly linked to the doctor's astronomy work and the recent findings. Now, Dr. B, she is like one of the big brains, okay? She's one of the smartest of the smart people that you could ever sit and listen to. She's actually a professor at a university, and she teaches astrophysics and astronomy, and like she's crazy. Not crazy like nuts. She's like crazy in a good way.
Villarroel is how you say it, by the way.
Okay.
Villarroel.
Beatrice is her first name. I can get that one.
You got that one. So this is Dr. Beatrice. There you
go. So this was the transcript that was facilitated. So hey everyone, don't go away now. Don't leave. Don't swipe away from me. This is important. I have to say again, he is a Finnish speaking man. So like this is not in proper, US English. I came home a little while ago, and after being at work in Stockholm University, I've been working with Beatrice, the astronomer. As you know, we work on the thing with BTC through the Baltic Sea anomaly, but Beatrice and I also work on finding life and intelligence out in space, especially near Earth. When I go to work today, I mean, this is new computer, completely insane. I can't tell you everything right now. I can't do that for certain reasons, because it has to be presented in a scientific way as it is in that world. But I can say this, I've never been shocked as I was at work today. Both Beatrice and I feel a bit sick at our stomachs right now. I can tell you that we now know things that are very, 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 very few people on Earth know. And we've said Beatrice and others have the scientific data to share, but what's going to happen now is that they're working on it right now to present it internationally later on. Now, this at first it sounds like frantic ramblings. It's not, we watched the original videos that he posted on X, and he was excited. He was like, I got some information. I can't tell you what it is, but trust me, this is like good stuff. It would be similar to how we were teasing the orange orb footage.
Well, yeah.
Told you guys, we have some amazing stuff. We can't release it right now. We're working on it. We're going to release it soon. Just hang tight. We promise we got something really good. Just be patient.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, so now what it's about, and I'm obviously not scared, but still damn cautious now. That's what I feel like. Maybe it's good to share something, but the true purpose of the whole thing, we'll take that later. As I said, now you know a little, but there's more that will come. I promise more will come. Beatrice will explain it herself in her own words. It'll take a little time. We have to process it ourselves because it's so overwhelming. It's completely insane. It's hard to process this. And now it's just thinking, okay, what? Wow. Now I understand.
So he says, but it's new data, new information, so incredible that you can hardly believe it's true. I looked at the data and realized it's real, but I can't quite grasp it. So those are some pretty interesting quotes, right? And who is this Beatrice that he keeps talking about? Well, you guys know Beatrice.
You do. You're probably more familiar with Beatrice's work than you realize you are.
You know Beatrice. Beatrice Villarroel. She is a researcher in astronomy at the Nordic Institute for Theoretical Physics in Stockholm. She leads the vanishing and appearing sources during a century of observation, which is VASCO. That's her research, and that's the one you know her from, vanishing and appearing sources during a century of observation project. She's also now involved in some, well, she was then too, called the Exoprobe Project. The VASCO project searches for vanishing stars, which with the help of automated methods as well as citizen science projects. And among the interesting results from the VASCO project are the findings of anomalous multiple transients. Now that's stars that are there and then they're not there, or objects in orbit that are there in one plate and then they're not in another plate. So you guys remember her, right? Because she made the news about 2 years ago. And
Yes.
again, it was
Enzo said she did a
everywhere.
lot of research on the missing star study.
She did a lot of research in the missing star study. So there's a little bit of a clip here from, I think it was the Richard Dolan show that she was on. And again, this is another case of where did she go? What happened? But there's a couple of hints in here. Remember, I always tell you in the presentations, ufology is nonlinear. Here's a good example of it. This is going to make sense once we look back at what she said then. Hey, Brandy.
How's it going, Brandy? Good to see you back.
So here's what she had to say then.
Found before and put on archive before I had ever heard about, this is 1 year earlier than I ever heard about Washington flap.
Yeah.
And that has a wrong date in the table because of this. But this one is from the 27th of July. The probability to get such an alignment by chance is 1 in 10,000. And it was
in perfect alignment again.
And this is like 1 in 10,000, and this is one of the candidates for something artificial.
So we need to pay attention, number one, to the date.
Yeah.
That was mentioned here, right?
Yes.
She says she wasn't familiar at the time, and she kind of chuckles when she's talking about the Washington D.C. Flap, the flyover.
Yeah. It just so happened to be connected and tied into Flatwoods.
Weird, right? I mean, it's the same year, you know. Yeah. We kind of look at it as a possible, one of those window years or so to speak. Yep. But she says a few more things here that kind of hint at, what this all could be about. And I think one of these posts, let me find it here for you, kind of said basically,
rumor astronomer Beatrice Villarroel might have I'm going to butcher that.
No, Villarroel.
Roel.
Yeah, good enough.
Villarroel. There we go.
There you go.
Villarroel might have a recorded proof of non-human intelligent life near Earth. Don't hold your breath, but at least remember the name in case she disappears.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If this is the case, and if it links back to what he said, and it does, because he literally said this isn't about, it's not about the Baltic Sea anomaly. This is about her work, right?
Yes.
And then someone else actually chimed in under that Reddit post who works on the project, allegedly.
He's the tech guy.
He knows both of them.
Computer tech for their program. This is Smooth Researcher. I actually work with Beatrice and Dennis and have collaborated on a paper. I have a finished version. I don't think I'm allowed to share the specifics, but it's not like we have undeniable proof. It is very interesting data, but I'll call her this week and I'll share as much as I can with the community. Well, he edits. I am getting a ton of responses in DMs. That's awesome. I'm currently at work and will do my best to respond, blah, 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 blah. Yes, just spoke, message with Beatrice. It is indeed a different paper. I apologize for the confusion. I have the paper now, though. I can't share anything about it except it's amazing. I'm sure Beatrice will share the findings with the world when ready. Now, to keep you guys posted here, yes, spoke with message Beatrice. It is indeed a different paper. I apologize for the confusion. I now have that paper as well. That is the key part. He now has that paper. Now we can be anticipating this paper as soon as it gets dropped for peer review, because it will go to archive.com. And it's that is arkiv.com, and or I think it might be even archivex.com. But anyway, it's where all peer-reviewed papers go to live until they're published. So we'll be able to get access to that, and you at best believe we're watching and waiting for that.
Yeah, because one of the things that she talked about 2 years ago, well, we have to speculate. Could that have happened here? Remember, she found these by looking at these old plates, right? And comparing the plates and the data from the plates and so forth. But she hints at something that they were working on at the time. And is this the exoprobe project? And is this the result of that project? That's speculation, but listen to what she says.
The probe is an ideal such system, but I cannot describe it in detail because we are still with a proprietary design. But I think the important thing is that no matter how we construct a system, you need to validate and verify your finding as soon as you can, and you need to be able to localize and relocalize the probe.
Okay, I want you to understand what she just said there. I don't know if you caught that. Localize and relocalize the probe.
Yeah.
That means capture it.
Yeah.
So have they somehow captured one of these targets that was, I don't know. That's where we're at with this. So like I said, this could be very fascinating.
And now that doesn't always necessarily mean to capture it, like get your hands on it. Right. Sometimes to localize and then relocalize means like you found it. It's right here. And then you use your data to replicate to find out where it's going to go based off that trajectory and relocalize it and plot where it's going. And if it lands where you're thinking based off that, that's another way to capture.
Or landed.
Yeah. That's the other option. That is the on the White House lawn option. Yeah.
I'm just saying, could it be, something like that? I don't know. We're going to have to wait until that paper comes out, but
right.
If it's, if it is something, it could be something really, really big. But on that Dolan show, what was very interesting to me was the fact that she brought up the phenomenon known as the Menzel gap. Now, I was not familiar with this, to be honest with you. And I went down a rabbit hole chasing this thing. And man, what a story. How many of you know about it?
Yeah, the Menzel gap is extremely interesting. Very, very interesting. So who in the audience here? I know Enzo, you probably know about it. Who else do we have that's familiar with the Menzel gap? Octoman says, I believe I heard about those cases from Preston Dennett, probably, because this has the Menzel gap has been explained on a few different shows over the years. Vincent Ellison, that could be a thing. It could be a Dyson sphere. That could be why the star might have disappeared, but they're not. I think even with the Dyson sphere, you still have light escaping at some points.
Here's the thing. This is important. If you watch the full interview with her, she's not interested in UFOs, right?
No.
She doesn't care about anything in our atmosphere. She's only interested in things that are in near Earth orbit, NEOs. That's all she's interested in. That's why she was looking at those plates, because back in the day, they were taking these pictures of the night sky through Palomar and a few other observatories, to make these detailed images. And they could see if things were moving. It's how they discovered comets. How, asteroids, all that kind of stuff, right? But apparently, some of these plates ended up being destroyed.
Yeah.
And not just some of them. Over a third of those plates, they date back into the 1800s, which means there could have been data there that she could have compared, her findings to today, and maybe they were there. There could have been satellites. This whole thing is absolutely insane, because if you dive into it, you realize that one of the first things that Menzel did when he took over his position was pretty much to when he became the director of Harvard College Observatory. That's what he did. So one of the first things he did in 1952 was he began a plan that he implemented in 53 to 55, where he just starts reducing the institutional support for photographic sky surveys and minor planet research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Octoman asked if we're familiar with the Fermi paradox. Yes, we are. And he knows somebody of the same name who's of relation. Interesting. That's cool. Matt Carter said, didn't he destroy the plates? Yes.
He led to their destruction by putting them in a place that would just literally, yeah. I mean, for lack of a better word, yes, he did. And what's crazy is at the same time in the 1950s and 60s, there was another doctor, Fred Whipple, and he was the director of the Smithsonian Astrophysical Observatory. Okay. Well, he wanted to track objects, asteroids, particularly, and comets, because he believed they possessed a threat to Earth. He's correct. They did, and they do. But according to the research, Menzel said no. He favored solar physics and radio astronomy over this old sky survey stuff, taking photos of these stars and matching their movements, these plates, that he worked so hard to destroy, allegedly. Apparently, he just pretty much pulls the funding for that and says no. Well, what this does is it kicks us back, how many, 10 to 15 years, something like that, right, Joe?
Right,
is that what
15 years, yeah.
Yeah. So we could have had, asteroid detection, near Earth orbit objects detection 15 years prior to what we have now. We might have been able to take things a little bit more serious, and that could matter in the long run. So you have to ask yourself, and I did, we've heard the theory that Menzel was involved with the whole UFO thing, that he was, I think there's even a allegation that he was part of Majestic 12, if you want to go down that rabbit hole. But regardless, he did actually, in a non-formal way, consult with for Project Blue Book. He was an advisor, right?
Yeah.
So he actually did consult with them. And what's even more funny, and he was a complete skeptic, by the way. What's even more funny is so did this other guy, Whipple. He did the same exact thing. They were both skeptics of the UFO phenomena, but one of them could have went out of their way to really wreck everything.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. It's mind boggling. And then, when you get into this, you're like, wait a minute. So they're talking about satellites when we didn't have any satellites. And then, of course, you hear about that whole legend every now and again, the Black Knight satellite, right?
Yep.
So is there any truth to that? And where did that come from?
Well, you look at folks, this time period, right? We're looking through the 50s. So we need to look at the time period. We need to look at this gap, the Menzel gap. Why would funding be pulled? Why would plates be destroyed? This is allegedly a man who, he's a very learned individual. He was a professor. He worked at very prestigious Ivy League programs, as well as the big one. Okay, the big one. He worked with the Smithsonian. What do you want to bet those plates are in a basement at the Smithsonian?
I have no idea. I have no idea where they are. From what I understood, they were
The government's
were
private lockbox.
they were degraded and basically fell apart in some of them. So it's over a third of them. So there's a massive amount of them that are, destroyed, gone, unusable,
Right. But
unreadable.
let's just hypothetically say here, some of these pieces might not have been originals.
Yeah, you could go that route. I mean, at this point, who knows? The thing is, it's so much stranger.
When you show that he works for the Smithsonian,
Whipple worked for the Smithsonian. So he was all in favor of these deep sky surveys. He proposed to do them, and then Menzel was like, "No, we're not doing that." Matter of fact, nope. I'm just going to get rid of these, and I'm not giving you funding. I'm just going to defund you. That's how he went down.
Yeah, but he also, Menzel worked at the Smithsonian. They both worked at the Smithsonian.
So, what you're saying basically is that could have been a plan all along. It's play speculation, because that's what it is. It all plays out to be some weird X-Files episode.
Anytime you bring the Smithsonian in, you might as well be bringing Monsanto in.
I don't know.
Talking about the X-Files.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like if we're going that route, the Smithsonian is,
So the last sandwich. And we come back to, again, we hear the stories about the Black Knight satellite all the time. People are still quoting that thing, and they have this fake picture that floats around from time to time. And,
Michelle, thanks for stopping by. Get some rest.
With the quote, that there was a satellite, 2 satellites in orbit. And so I just set out to try to figure out where this even came from. I mean, I think it's even mentioned in, it's mentioned in the first few pages of, Operation Trojan Horse. So it was quoted, and it's the same quote. So I even resorted to AI and asked AI to go out and scour and try to find where this came from. All that we know is that it was, where it's made popular from is from Donald Kehoe's book, Flying Saucers from Outer Space, 1953. And that's probably where most people got it from. But allegedly, it was the San Francisco Examiner, September 3rd, 1954, that made it popular because they ran some story or a headline or something. Now, here's the funny part. AI asked, did I want to see that clip from that? I said, sure, absolutely. And it instead responds with, unfortunately, I couldn't locate a direct scan or archive image of the 1954 newspaper article quoting Kehoe about the 2 satellites through the public newspaper archives. I searched. However, I can provide detailed secondary, basically, sources of where it's from. But it came from Kehoe's book is where it originated from. And the theory is basically that he kind of cobbled that together from kind of like what we're hearing today, these witnesses that are coming forward, right, who came over and told him this stuff, but there's no actual source that's mentioned that this thing was real. However, there's a plate apparently of some weird things moving around up there that Dr. Villarroel has apparently found. So half truths, half lies, lie sandwich. It's all the same thing. We're here again. I don't know, man. This is getting weird.
It is getting weird, but based off the comments, man, I think the good people here want us to do an episode on the Smithsonian, and I want to revisit it because we did one in the past.
It's been a while.
It has been a long time.
It's been a long time. But yeah,
Oh.
I don't know, guys. I think that, there's a possibility that we're dealing with something. The good doctor believes that we may be dealing with probes, and that's a possibility. Have they
Yeah.
found an ancient alien probe of some sort?
Oumuamua.
Could
This
be.
new rock that's heading our way. Which
I
one do we
mean,
want to call
it's
it?
all kind of fitting together into this really not comfortable place. And I kind of get where he says, we looked at it and it was kind of scary, or whatever he said that quote was. It does seem that way. Hello, Ada. So, man,
Matt
I
Carter
don't
said,
know.
"I can't wait to hear when they say that she's looking at Venus or swamp gas."
Right. Right. And I can't wait till she throws the paper down, because she's going to throw it down. I mean, there's no question in my mind. She is 100% right on. She's not one of those people who's like, it's UFOs, it's UFOs.
Right,
She's like,
she's not
it's the data,
speculating.
it's the data, it's the data.
She is very data driven. She does entertain some of the stuff from the UFO community, like most people do. They'll listen to it and find it interesting, but like she is very data driven, and she's doing this the right way. It's very, very, very exciting. Can't wait to see what she pulls out here.
Yeah. I mean, they submitted the one uh, paper for review that they did, I think, in the last one, and they never mentioned UFOs, in the whole paper. And then it was adopted by everyone else, and it kind of ran into that. What it was anomalies. Well, I guess anomalies are UFOs, right? It's just words.
I keep catching blinking lights that alternate orange versus white, and they creep up on the zenith.
Huh.
They look boring, but it's there.
Well, then, I think it's probably time to move into the next part of this show, because we've
Might as
got,
well.
well, it's right on time, actually.
Yep.
So, folks, once again, this show is brought to you by you, the folks out there. Every one of you buys the super chats, the super stickers, all that stuff. The ones who come up to the table and purchase, these the art, or a little figurine, or something to that nature, keeps this whole thing running. And couldn't do it without you. So thank you very much. Let's look at some stuff, because we have some stuff to look at.
We do.
So let me open up one of these photos, and let's start. We don't need that. So let's start over here. Downloads. I have about I think there's like 4 of these plus a video. So we're gonna look at the photos first. That's what we're gonna look at.
Okay. Now, is this from an area that we've researched previously?
Yep. Sure
Okay.
is. Sure
Now,
is.
I want to preface what you're about to see with this, because last night I saw something too.
Okay.
Whenever I was taking the trash out. Now, there was another gentleman on social media that I tagged you and this witness in the comments of their photo on a UFO group. Did you see that one, Ron?
I can't remember, to be honest with you. I think I
You know
did.
how it goes anymore. If you tag somebody and they're not already in the group, they don't get the alert. So you might not be a group you're part of.
Yeah, it may not be. I don't know. I don't remember that one, I don't think.
So this was immediately after I saw Dawn's. Okay.
Okay, that's the only one I had seen.
Okay, these were back to back.
Okay.
I asked this individual on their page if, and he never responded, if this was what direction it was going, all that good stuff, because it matches what is in what we're about to see.
Right.
It also matches what I saw with my naked eye last night around the same time at dusk when I was taking trash out.
Okay.
And I thought for a second that I was maybe seeing, one of the meteor showers overhead.
Sure.
But there was too much of a cloud deck. This was below the cloud deck.
Okay.
And what I was watching was moving eastbound below the cloud deck.
And with that said, let's prep the stage, and let me pull up the data set here from, right here. This is from Hedgesville. And I'm going to pull this over into our timeline where we can watch it. And hang on a second. It's doing stupid stuff again.
Okay, now I just got I looked 2 hours ago, right before we started the show. The witness from who is from Winnipeg, Canada,
Okay.
is where his picture came from.
Okay, so you have okay, I got you. You got info on that.
Yes, he commented back. He said it moved. He was in Winnipeg, Canada, and it shot west to northwest.
Huh. Okay. So I'm okay. I got this thing, and it's pretty stable. She did a really good job on stabilizing this. I'm gonna go to full on this, and then we're gonna zoom in just a little bit, and we can just kind of watch this. And again, this one is. I'm trying to find the exact. Let's see. Here's the video. Okay, got it. All right, here we go. Share screen. Sharing screen. Can you guys see that?
And I'm gonna make us. There we go.
Right.
Now they can see it good.
You can see it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play. Right there. Now, first things first. What we know it's not. Well, it's not the space station because
Nope.
if it is,
It's below the cloud deck.
Below the cloud deck. So wherever this is way below the cloud deck. And it's pretty bright. There's also, that I can tell, no indication of any flashing lights on this thing. Wait, back up there. Let's track it. Let's see if we can track it. At least far enough to where we can see what's going on. Push it over here. Try to hold it in the middle. There we go. Yeah, I see no flashing lights. Do you see any color value changing on that? Because I don't see any color value changing.
No, there's no indicator lights. This is just below the cloud deck, kind of a ambery white light.
Whoa. Hang on.
See the turn?
Hang on. I see something else.
Oh, yeah, the flash on the branch.
Yeah.
But do you notice that slight turn?
There is a slight turn right here. Yeah. But she's going straight right there. A little bit of a turn. But on that one frame,
Richard says not an FAA aircraft. Absolutely not.
We see flashes right here on this frame. Right in that region, there's one.
This comes from up in Hedgesville, Beth.
Flash. Look at this. Look at this. It's almost identical. This is the same thing we experienced before, where we see these things existing on the same frame for a split second. We can't even catch them in real time, but it seems like, the same thing.
You think it might be reflecting off the tree there?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it could be. It could be, I guess, yeah. If it's close enough to that tree. But back here, it's not, because I can see that.
Right, it's not there. You're right.
That's out in space.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do it anywhere else. Well, yeah, it does. Look here. Look here. Here. See it?
Yeah,
it's here.
Yep, up top.
Oh, and look here. Is that it right there?
There's one down there at the bottom, too.
Yeah. And that's definitely not a reflection. And there's one right there. Look here. This is the kind of stuff that we have seen right there, too. So many times.
Could it be because of the pixelization here? I mean, we are seeing a lot of pixels blown out.
I'm not going to say it's not. I'm not going to say it's not. I'm honestly not going to say what it is. I don't think it's an aircraft, but can't say that for sure, but it sure looks weird. And that's real time too. What you're seeing is real time. So
Yeah, I says I've seen peripheral lights like that.
so what? Let's go back down here. Let's see if we can get
Larry
a shot.
says I've been seeing something like that for the past few days on my way home from work.
Mm.
And Larry, you know exactly where this was taken.
Yeah, there's definitely a turn right there. And then toward the end, you definitely see that's not pixelization. There's something physical about those lights. See, those are just like flash, flash. See them?
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, it's weird. That's a weird one.
So Larry said that he's been seeing something like that on his way home from work.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's a weird one. Okay, let's go to the photo here.
Terry says I saw something similar a couple months ago. Two lights that were rotating around each other. I took a video of my phone, but it doesn't look as good as the video is what I've seen with my eyes.
Yeah, and that's common. I mean, really common with this kind of stuff. You know, that's the problem with these videos. So, you know, we're just limited about what we can catch. And very few people are out there, you know, shooting with these high definition systems.
Yep.
Walking around. It just don't happen, guys. So unless you're looking for it. All right, let me get this one up.
Unfortunately, that's the norm with cell phone imagery. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. And so, you know, you can't expect too much. I think it's a heck of a job. She did a great job.
Yeah, she did a good job. Great capture.
Mm-hmm. And she's learned so much about that. She's tried to hold it steady and keeping it where we need it. So here's another one. This one is, let's see. I think, is this the house one? Yeah, this is the house one. So this one, I was passing by. It's a slow road, always looking the sky around home. I was on a hill, so good view, and caught it. I seen it same area 2 nights prior. However, it went behind trees and I lost it. So when I seen it, I stopped in the road. It's a small back road, was heading toward us. My kids said, "Let's go. It's coming over here, Mom." I said, "No, it's okay. If it gets too close, I'll go." And right about then, it just vanished. And the kids were all hollering, "Oh my God, it just disappeared. It's just gone." That it was. So I snapped that one last pic. So basically this thing, you know, it appears and she notices it, she calls it out, and they're freaked out, you know, it's coming toward them. And then before it gets toward them, it just disappears. It's gone. And there it is. So we can see that one really good. Y'all see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's wild, right?
That is bright.
That's bright. I mean, how bright is that? Well, there's a house. I mean, that's lights on a house.
This thing is screaming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bright. So, yeah, again, I'm going to go in here to pixels. We're going to see I see no indication of anything here that's unusual.
Enzo's ready to catch him some blob squatches. He installed a 4K front and a 2.5K back camera on my van this week. I'll be ready for blurry Bigfoot photos.
Blurry Bigfoot photos. Oh, this is interesting. I do see what appears to be a green light right here, Joe.
Yeah, this is also, it's like you know how the greens and
I've also got green up here.
There's some red in there too.
Oh, I see the red, but it's in the wrong place. Yeah, there's just, I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's really weird.
I mean, so let's zoom all the way out. You can see there's kind of a green hue in the sky.
There is.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, the value of that is that we could be looking at just basic pixelization with that. Let me try something else here. Hang on.
Beth says, speaking of blurry Bigfoot photos, I got one.
Let's see.
Yeah, you got that one's interesting, Beth.
What we can do here.
It's definitely blurry.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I'll give you that. That was okay. So it's JPEG. All right. So here, all right, let's look at the other one. I'm going to pull it up because this one's not so easy. And the color is very
Larry said he's
interesting.
going to find out for the ones he's seeing. He's going to find out the location to rule out approach lights for the airbase nearby.
That's what I was going to say. Could it possibly be? I mean, that's
well, you would not at the for the one that she sent. You would still see the indicator lights because it's coming across that way. You would see the rear indicator lights still.
Well, could that red and green be, you know,
in the one over the house?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Be, like if it's coming directly at you, yeah.
Right. So that could be the little red indicator up on the back of the tail, right? And we could be seeing, and that green could be over there on the wing, right?
Yep.
So it
could be.
It plays out that it theoretically could be. However, it doesn't matter because
the one that was in the video, I'm going to say no, but the picture, I agree.
So here's something that I can't. I don't know. You guys figure this one out. We need everybody's eyes on this, so y'all figure this one out. Let me zoom out for context. Can you see that one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So this one, let's see where this one at. This one, we were at a playground close to home. I walked back while the kids played, walked the track while kids played. They said, "What's that?" I ran to them, looked and see nothing, went back to walking, and the second time they said, "Oh my God, there it is again." I ran to them again and seen absolutely nothing. And my oldest goes, "How do you not see that? It's right here, right there." I go back walking on the track third time. This time the kids go, "Mom, it's back." I go look, and there it was. I thought maybe they seen it, but I couldn't because I don't know how they seen it. But 2 times, but I couldn't. But the third time, it was there. It was bright like fire orange, slowly hovering in place, and slowly it took off.
Now, while you have that one, you're looking at that, Ron, I sent you a message on Facebook. Do not post that one on the show.
Yeah.
But I want you to look at that one.
Oh, this is that one from the
That's
guy,
the
right?
one from Winnipeg.
Okay. They're identical.
They're identical.
Yeah. It's the exact same. I can't post it, guys, but I can tell you color value is almost absolutely identical on this thing. Whatever. Yeah, it's weird. The shape is kind of like that too. It's just, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what.
And they were taken on the same night.
Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. So taken on the same night. Now I'm going to go.
That looks so similar to what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
But what I saw was moving fairly fast. Like, you know how she got it and it was moving, just creeping?
Sure.
What I saw wasn't creeping. It was scooting. Yeah. Like, again, I thought it could have been something from one of the meteor showers.
Yeah.
Because that was the kind of rate of speed it was moving.
I just lost it. Now there it is. I'm trying to go in here on this one. Now this one, all you're going to see is pure orange on this. I mean, pretty much shades of orange. There is no green. There is no indication of anything other than orange and white fire color. That's what you're seeing. So that's wild. That's a really wild one. So let's look at another one. Okay.
Enzo said very bright.
This is the second shot that she got before it disappeared.
West Virginia Bigfoot Project said it looks similar to what we caught last week.
Look at that. Look at that bright center in this thing, like right here.
That's intense. I mean,
that's intense. It's very intense. And it looks, for all intents and purposes, I mean, it looks like an object, like an actual 3-dimensional object of some sort, or plasma, maybe, what have you. So I'm going to try something else. Let's see if this works. Let me stop sharing
Rob
for a second.
Legacy, what is the aura around it?
Yeah, we don't know.
That's a tough.
That's tough, man, because
We're
you can.
not UFO scientists. We just stayed
Mhm.
at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Oh gosh.
Some of the
There.
astrophysicists who are into the UFO field, they
Yeah.
actually theorize that has something to do with like a gravitational or the propulsion system.
Right. So
That is what they've theorized.
let's.
Again, I can't speak to it
No,
beyond what they theorize, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. And what they theorize is that, yeah, that could be a thing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
very, very well could be a thing. So let's see if I can open up. See if I can open this up. Let's see. Share screen again. Maybe. Yeah, this will work. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes.
We have that. Okay. Let's see if we can get in here just a little bit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just kind of check it. Yep, looks good there. No, this is the clone detection, which is just showing similarities that could be cloned in a photo. I know this isn't hoaxed, but I just want to check the clouds and whatnot, see if anything shows up. Because, like with your photo, for example, it looked like a clone, but it wasn't a clone. So using clone detection software might help us find these weird anomalies where it looks like it's repeating. Does that make sense? But I don't see anything really that repeats in this one. Nothing much. Let's see. Let's check this real quick. Okay. Yeah, definitely in the red spectrum. We can see that. Yeah, it's definitely in the red spectrum.
What's up, Tommy?
Okay, let's look at the metadata here real quick. And we can see it was taken. The image width is 4,000 by 3,000. That's a really good quality right there. Taken on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus. Orientation, resolution. It's all this, all of our data we need. Looks like, yep, 22nd, July 22nd, 2025 at 1711. So, yeah. No flash, so we can rule that out. Focal length is 7. Yeah, this is it was taken as is. It's not been photo manipulated. That's not painted in other words. That's right off the camera. So what is it? Guys, I have no idea what that is.
It's a weird one.
Other than a really bright light. I can tell you it's a really, really, really bright light of some sort. I just, I don't know. Pretty cool though, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Now let me go check the mail because somebody was sending something else here. So I'm telling you, it's just been crazy busy here. It seems like before the shows we get people sending us stuff now.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right, we're good. We're good right now on that. Okay, so I am going to go over here. I'm going to plug in this other drive, and we're going to get the information off this, and we're going to look at this one for Jack. Okay, so hang on one second, and I'll be right back. Take some questions and all that stuff. I'll be right back.
You got it. Enzo said it looks directly overhead. Hard to dismiss it as an aircraft with landing lights at that angle. It really, yeah, with that one specifically, that is, yeah. There's some things about these photos. The part that I find the strangest is that Winnipeg, Canada, Hurricane, West Virginia, Hedgesville, West Virginia, all around the same time, within 15-20 minutes of each other. That is odd in my book. That that's a lot of ground to cover. I mean, from here to Hedgesville, a few hours. It's a 6-hour drive, but 4.5, 5-hour drive. But from here to Winnipeg is a little bit of a haul. And yes, Enzo, yes, below the cloud deck on all 3 locations. Below the cloud deck on all 3 locations. It's strange. Mine, I think, was moving faster than everybody else's. And what I witnessed was moving from east to like a northwest angle across the sky. And or northeast, not northwest, northeast. So mine was moving from west to northeast. And I don't know exactly because I can't remember where she was standing when she recorded hers in Hedgesville. But I'm curious if there was like a zigzag pattern that went from here coming across from wherever it was coming that I saw it. She saw it in Hedgesville and then it buckled back maybe and went over Winnipeg. Very strange. Let's see what else. Anybody got anything? Hey, there's Ron. Can't hear you.
There we go.
There
We're not going to be able to do it tonight, unfortunately. So we'll have to do it on the next In Focus.
Okay.
But it's here. I just have to get it off that drive and put it on the main computer. So other than
Good
that,
deal.
you know. So what's the consensus? Does anyone have any clue of what we're looking at?
Vincent says UFO. Then Enzo said, zigzag, like the Kecksburg incident. Because technically, that if let's just say that was the same object that all 3 of us witnessed, it would have been moving for Dawn to see it. For me, it was moving the right direction. It was moving in a northeasterly fashion. And then Winnipeg, Canada, I don't know which direction it was moving for Dawn because I don't know the orientation she was filming in the yard.
Right.
So it could have been zigzagging, or it could have gone farther out of her way and then zigzagged across the other way to make it over Winnipeg.
Wow. Yeah, that's I mean, I don't know.
And it's all under the cloud deck. That's the weird thing.
Yeah. Is it the same thing? I don't know.
Is it an invasion force?
Yeah, right. See, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You can't tell, right? I mean, it could be multiple objects.
Right.
But boy, they do look similar. Whatever it is, it looks very similar.
Yeah. It says the lights I documented were in the west last night. Starting as soon as you could see the stars, they blinked for 1 frame, but I logged over 50 and logged the time. I'm going back to stack the pics. Now, remember, we got a meteor shower going too.
We do. But I think we can safely say that what she caught was not a bolide.
No, because it wasn't a bolide. What I saw wasn't a bolide. Mm-hmm. This was below the cloud deck. If this was a bolide below the cloud deck, it would have been audible. It wouldn't have just been visible. It would have been audible.
Tommy makes a good point. It got some really good shots of the ISS, great shots of the ISS past couple nights. Yep, it's been flying over.
Yeah,
pretty good. Just get you a satellite tracking app. You can keep track of that thing. It looks amazing, by the way, if you've never seen
it. Possibly probes of some sort could be.
It's something.
It says they moved slowly up, maybe a satellite, but I can't understand the movement. I'm an early stage of exploring it. Keep us posted.
Jordan Booker.
Much appreciated. Doing my part. Can't wait to meet you all someday. I will be at the Mothman Festival. You guys are fresh.
Guess you'll meet us there.
I hope we're fresh at the Mothman Festival and not stale and sweaty.
Nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
It'll be good times. I can't wait. I'm so excited for Mothman Festival.
Oh no, he corrects that. He meant the best.
Oh, not that's fresh. Funny. Well, good, because we will probably be very sweaty.
Yeah, probably, but who knows? I do know that we will again have data on hand for everyone to take a look at. So
Indeed.
yeah, we're starting to kind of carry that around with us more now than any of the equipment, which
In
is
Ohio, Tommy
works out.
just said that he's got a bright orange light overhead.
Go get some shots of it.
Record it and send it in, brother.
Do it in real time. Get some
But
shots
yeah,
of it.
like Ron said, we have kind of made a little change up in our loadout that we bring. Kind of explain that a little bit.
Well, I mean, we've got so much data now, and it seems like, that's really the core of what, people want to see. They can watch the video of us using the equipment. That's fine. And that way we don't have to take our actual expensive stuff out on the road and take a chance of something happening to it,
Right. Right.
So yeah, unless there's like a demo going on or something, we'll more or less just have you know, the laptop with a bunch of files on it from now on.
Yeah,
And
because we have enough
especially
footage of us using all the equipment that we could show you. Oh yeah, here's where we're using this. This is what it does.
yeah.
Instead of actually holding the piece of equipment in front of you, people
Yeah.
would be like, "Oh, here's this. Don't throw it."
Right. I mean, and a good example would have been Kecksburg. You guys who got to see that up there, it was like a little mini presentation at the table, and it was interactive. They would ask questions, and I would, oh yeah, well here's what that looks like, and a lot of people became aware that there's a lot of things that are around us that they can't see.
Yeah.
I did have one person say, congratulations, and that out of all the people here, you may be the only one who's convinced me that there's something to all this. I said, well, that's not my job, but thank you, because there's something to all this, and I don't think we can sit around and easily say it's all, uh, you know, uh, just mass hallucination and wanting to believe, things like that. It's not that simple. This is not that simple at all.
Tommy got it on video. Low flying orb, or not
Okay.
orb.
Can you see the collar on it? Did the collar come out on the video? That's the question.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it won't. That's one of the issues that we tend to see repeated multiply as far as it goes. So, what are we going to be getting into next? What's the next big thing?
Next big thing for us is going to be the Carter County Bigfoot event.
Yeah, that's
Carter
going to be
County,
fun.
Kentucky.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. We're going to be talking about some Bigfoot and whatnot. But we are also going to actively be heading back to Wineberry very shortly, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And deploying some new stuff.
Absolutely. And on my birthday, no less.
How about that?
Best way, I think, to spend it. Turning 40 and gonna go get radiated.
Yeah, nothing like that. Forget that cake, and unless it's yellow cake.
Thanks for all the good works.
Yeah,
Oz, thank you.
Yellow cake. You got that right.
I did yellow cake. Uranium fever.
Yeah, it's got you. It's got you. So yeah, so we got some experiments we're gonna be trying, and we're going to see how they go. We're going to document them, of course, and you guys will get to see that. And if you watched the little video today, you got a little preview of the quality that you're going to be watching that in. And yeah, boom. But yeah, we're going to try to document everything that we come across out there, and you guys will get to see it over here. And yes, there's a new series coming.
Indeed, there is. Beth, get some rest. See you soon.
So you're going to be able to continue to watch a follow-up. There actually will be some follow-ups on some of the places we visited during our investigations of Paranormal Horizons. But there
3 locations, yeah.
There's at least a couple I want to follow up with. 3 that we want to follow up with, because there's repeated data sets. And, that's kind of important with what we're doing here. We want those repeated data sets. Orange. Okay. So we want those repeated data sets. We need those repeated data sets, and we need others to validate those as well, not just us. So when we come up with some of these ideas, we'll work them out amongst the group. Okay, it's here. And we'll work those out amongst the group, and then we will go from there and figure out possibly some protocols on how to do these things and get them working. All right,
We think you
Tommy.
guys are going to really enjoy this new project we're putting together. It is going to be different than what you saw with Paranormal Horizons, but still us in the field. So we're not recreating Paranormal Horizons. We're just continuing the work that we did, and we're going to be dropping it in a consumable form that will be fun and entertaining, as well as extremely informative. And I think you guys are going to really like it.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be fun to get back out in the field and, like I said, follow up with some of these things. There were some things that we wanted to try out there. We just couldn't try at the time, and now we can. So we're going to be deploying some of those things out there. We're going to be able to actually try to pinpoint down those signals that we caught out there near the weird tree structure anomaly thing. So we're going back up on that ridge, and we're going to check out that area as well. And we're going to see, like I said, where the place points us the next time. Because when you go to Wineberry, it's kind of like it points you in the direction it wants you to go.
It does.
We figured that out. Yeah,
it'll be really interesting. I'm excited to get up there, especially to test out some of these new experiments and see how they work. That's going to be a really good time.
Okay, Tommy, if you sent something, I cannot see it. Nothing has come through at all. Just going to let you know.
It could be a larger file and it's taking a minute to drop in.
Might be.
He said he sent it on Messenger.
Yeah, it's not coming through for sure.
Okay.
Now, we do have a site member request that came through. Okay, I'll look at that later. That's kind of random.
Yeah, I had like 5 or 6 of them the last time I was in the database there.
It's probably Men in Black. No,
right.
Just literally came through. Are you going to be sending up rockets? That's not us. I'm pretty sure that there's probably a copyright or trademark. There's a trademark on rockets and drones at this point.
But we may be using freaking sharks with freaking laser beams.
That's possible. There could be sharks with lasers. Yeah.
There's a small body of water that can house a moderately sized shark. Yeah, so just has to be a bull shark. They're really aggressive though.
Yeah, right. There's a strong chance that lasers will be involved, as we predicted. As a matter of fact, you all made it possible for lasers to be involved.
Indeed. So, very, very
so
good.
We can't wait to let you see what you managed to help us get our hands on out in the field. So it's gonna be really cool.
Bigfoot Littlefoot's offering up to be a psionic asset if we need an extra brain working in this project.
Actually, yeah. And here's the funny thing about that. I want to conduct, and we've talked about this before, so no big surprise here, but we do want to conduct some remote versions of this at key points and see if there's any correlations as well with that. So it may be definitely something that we could utilize you for.
This is the truest thing that I've heard about
swamp creature
this area in West Virginia and Appalachia in general this time of year. It's muggy outside. I feel like a swamp creature.
Yeah, nothing's coming through, buddy. There's no file there at all. Not in Messenger. Why don't you try to mail it? Try to send it over to the mail and just see if it'll come through. I bet it's going to say it's too big.
Larry Fun.
I'd like to give Larry another shout out for helping. Showed up at Kecksburg and helped film the Zorp and Cargon segment. If you guys haven't watched it, you need to go over and watch that. He's out there as I'm watching the parade and doing a little talk part and wondering where Zorp and Cargon are during this whole thing, because they should be there.
Oz in the Woods says, I would be satisfied to see a bottle rocket and snapping turtles.
You know what's really funny though is I used to do rockets. I used to do rockets a lot, And anyone who knew me from back in those days knows that there may or may not be times when I set, neighbors' fields on fire. I may or not have put payloads in those rockets and broke almost every Estes rule that there was. Firing 45 degrees off the horizon, things like that you're not supposed to do. Yeah, I did those. But back in then, those days, no one cared. So, and I lived out in a big farm area. So who cares, except for the catching the neighbor's field on fire part. That was a technicality. But, it happens when you put payloads in rockets.
It is. Vincent Ellison says, my wife asked me what you're doing. I said, watching the podcast. And she said, oh, I know. Wild and Weird West Virginia with Ron and Joe. I said, yeah. Appreciate it, man.
It's that predictable now. Yeah, I got it. I see it now. I see it. All right.
Ron, while you're getting that up, I'm going to throw this out for the last 3 blessings here. Thank you.
All right, ahead.
All hell to Sky Daddy.
May be able to just share the whole thing, possibly.
I'll just do a screen share.
I think we're just going to do that because that's going to be
a
easier.
quick and dirty way to do it.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it's not right now. But I can tell you, it's not the ISS, and it's not a satellite. Okay, let me pause it and let me do a screen share, and we'll see. I think you guys will be able to see it. You okay with showing this thing, right? Right, Tommy? Or you?
Yeah.
You got to let me know.
Throwing it up there.
Let me know. I'm not doing anything until you tell me.
Yep, go for it.
Yep. Okay. Here we go.
Thanks, Tommy.
Tommy Swagger just sent this in real time, and we're going to look at it. I'm going to do a share screen here, right? So let's do, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. All right, here we go. You guys see that?
Let me change our screen around and get rid of the banner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now they're good.
They're good? Okay, I'm going to hit play. You're looking for right here.
Yep.
Right? And it's super slow.
It is moving really slow. Look at that.
Yeah, it almost looks like it stopped because I was looking at it at one point and I'm like, is it even moving? But yeah, it's moving. You'll see it. It actually progresses because it speeds up. And it's really slow.
Man, look at how much moisture's in the air.
Yeah. You see the haze?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder you feel like a swamp creature, man.
He tried to use, what he was doing there is he's trying to check it on night vision. It doesn't show up on night vision.
Yeah, he said he got the all that haze out there accumulated on the lens.
Yeah, you can tell. So look, in that bit of time where he was doing that, we see it's already moved over here.
Yeah, it's closer to the
hill.
Look, you can see it creeping.
Yeah, just creeping along. And there she goes. So I'm assuming it just goes over the hill, right? That's what's happening here. That's how you lose it. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to go right over the hill right there, over the horizon.
Yeah, it does pick up speed. It was moving slow and then started moving faster.
Yeah.
You're right, Tommy.
Yeah, it definitely, look at that. It's got brighter right there toward the horizon. And then she's gone. So yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's good capture. I don't know what it was.
Good job, Tommy. Thanks, buddy.
That's good, man. That was really good. It's a weird one. Yeah, I agree. That's a weird one. So yeah, I mean, you guys got to see it. That's the kind of stuff that happens here. If you're new to the channel, that's what we do. We do a little bit of news. We do a little bit of review of what's going on. And then every now and again, someone sends us some data and we go over it live with everybody and let everybody put their 2 cents in there, and be part of the collective and try to
So
figure it out.
what do we think's going on here now? Like, we're just welcome to speculation town, folks. This next bit is going to be us just talking openly. They're unfounded, just our ideas. What do you think might be happening here? Because there has been an influx of video data. It's
Yeah.
it's easily discernible
Yeah.
from the AI garbage.
Oh gosh. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Because the AI stuff tries to over push it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like make it way fantastic and Hollywood like. But the stuff that we're seeing right now, they're these orange fireballs.
Right. I mean, technically it's the same orange fireballs that you're seeing at some of these Skywatch events. That's the thing that you have to take away from it, because it really looks similar to a lot of those things that you're seeing at these Skywatch events. So what are we seeing? Why are we seeing it?
Are we seeing it because of these Skywatch events? Or not necessarily because of the events, but because we're just watching the sky more.
Could be that. There could also be some things, and we want to test this in the future, but could it be also that just by looking for this, you're more receptive to it as well? And maybe it interacts with that on some consciousness level. And so, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I think you know what I'm trying to say.
That there might be
The
a
construct. Yeah.
We've seen this. We tested this with Paranormal Horizons and with Adam and even with us to a degree.
Well, even reality construction, that some of these people are now saying the whole, is that possible? Yeah, I think it might be. I mean, I think it's so complicated that it could be any of those things. And, that's one of the crazier parts of this.
Well, now this is the reality construction stuff. You and I talked about this many, many moons ago, and it was something that I used to teach in the church, was that reality was malleable. Beth said she sent something in, by the way.
Okay.
So see if you got anything. That reality is malleable. We can passively just let things go as they are, or we can grab a hold of it and begin to shape it like clay. And because if we are to, and again, this is coming from a spiritual sense, from the Judeo-Christian background, it says that we are created in the very image of God, right? Part of that image is the aspect of creation. We have the unique ability to create. How far reaching is that ability? That starts getting into that reality construction stuff. Is this truly a situation where we can go and look for these UFOs in a knock and I will answer type scenario?
Right. And, I'm not one to do the Bledsoe thing here, but I will tell you this. I've seen enough at this point that I can see where that comes from. Simply because it does seem like, okay, here we are. But I will also say this, and we've seen this as well. The playful nature of what this is comes into play. And it is a playful nature at times. It's almost like, and it'll challenge you. It's like the orange thing, that was a challenge, because we had seen the stuff before that. And you're just thinking, well, how could it get any better? Well, every time it got better. You thought, well, the orange thing, how are you going to top that? You even hear me saying something like, I want to see that again, or, blah, blah, blah. And then literally no more than 10 minutes later, you were watching that one thing split and converge and do all that. By the way, that was a really big hit at Kecksburg, just to let you know.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that video was, no one could really explain what was going on in that video. Well,
even the manufacturers of the device couldn't.
No, nobody could explain what was going on in that video.
Yeah.
Especially when you knew the backstory of it. It doesn't add up. So either way, I think that's the kind of thing that we're looking at, though. I think we're looking at something that's so bizarre that it's really not that bizarre to say that there's some kind of a construct taking place here, that this thing's interacting with you because you kind of want it to, or it thinks you want it to.
Are we seeing it because it's there, or is it there because we're looking
for it? Right. That's it. Exactly.
There's always been a trickster element to the phenomenon, says Enzo.
No, it's true.
Is it a trickster element? Or is it a childlike element?
That's what I'm saying. What's the difference in a trickster and a child? Well, I've heard these stories where terrible things have happened. Yes, I have. But I've also seen
have a 3-year-old, and I can tell you that they do terrible things.
Yeah, exactly. But that's true. And that's the whole point. We just assume that whatever this is, this sentience, that it understands how we're going to react, because that's kind of what Alexander stated, that it knew how we would react, what we would think about, that whole thing, right? But that's just a theory, and it's also saying that they're all the same, and I don't think that they are anymore. I think that there's enough evidence now on the table that pushes you into accepting the fact that there's a lot of different things happening here.
Well, let's just use some of our experiments and some of our experiences that we had with Paranormal Horizons.
Okay, yeah.
We had the first outing with the team in Kanawha State Forest, where we had the whippoorwill. We had the psionic element with Adam, that we saw the spike on the radiation.
That's right.
We have a specific thing. Anybody who's done research with us, we don't talk about it publicly, but we will tell you that we do have a secret sauce. Before we conduct research, we go in, we just very respectfully, we do a thing. And
it's not the raccoon horn either.
Right.
Trash Panda Farms,
Trash Panda Farms.
Use that one out. Yeah.
And we go out and we just basically go in, we do what Glenn said, set our intent, but we also do what we were advised to do by some people who are close to us. And is that chum in the water, so to speak?
Right.
Because it worked for eons.
Yeah, it seems to get results. Yeah, it seems to get results, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we've had that, but we had the element there with the trickster, where this vanishing whippoorwill.
We had a vanished whippoorwill. We also had the mic case that disappeared for months.
You're going to say the vanishing mic case.
Yeah, but they weren't malevolent. None of those things were malevolent.
No.
So
it was kind of playful, like, when my kid hid the TV remote control, and it's now been missing for 11 months.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
It's in the house. I know it's here somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Just can't find it.
Yeah. So that's the kind of thing that these things present sometimes. It's just like a challenge, or it's just a funny little thing. Like I got with the orange thing. It's just like that thing knew the minute it had to know. There's no way it didn't know that I picked that thing up and I was watching that satellite, because I'm watching a satellite. I'm just trying to show the satellite. We're going to debunk a satellite, No, you're not. Look at me. Oh, wait, I'll give you a better one. When I leave, I'll do something really cool. And it did. And And I'm like, well, how will we ever top that in a million years? Fast forward 10, 15 minutes, we did. I mean, I don't know.
It's crazy.
It's
NZ
crazy.
says announcing your intent is the best way to start any conversation.
It's true. It's true. And I
Oz
think
just had a huge bear on the patio. Minka, her dog, was barking through the screen and it
Dang.
wasn't leaving. Minka is 100-pound German Shepherd.
Dang. So the non-cryptids are out there tonight too, guys.
Right?
But no, and I mean, that's why I still think that there's something to it. There's a consciousness element to it. And you know, do we think that it could be dangerous? Yeah, I think it could be. I think that there's an element that could be dangerous because I really think that this thing may be reacting to the way that it thinks that you're going to react.
And is it the same thing? Are we dealing with the same entities?
No.
With each type of, like, I got a feeling the ones that we're dealing with that are having that kind of playful, kind of trickstery sort of thing, I think we're dealing probably with the same thing.
That's the same. I'm talking about other people like who are
right. But then we also have these other encounters that we're having that are a little bit different.
Yep.
It
is
indicates
that the same thing.
Right. It seems to, if it is, I'm kind of shocked and alarmed. Just because of certain scenarios. But
yeah,
it seems to indicate that based off our data sets, I feel like we're dealing with at least 4 different phenomena.
Yeah.
And that's not even including the Bigfoot stuff.
No. And this is where, you know, Glenn had predicted that as well, where he said, you know, there may be a subject A, B, C, you know, Z. And he's right. I'm prepared to literally say that if we continue our classification systems on these, that we are going to be seeing a lot more subsets that seem to be related yet not related, if that makes sense.
Terry, we love you, brother. You have a great weekend as well, man. Get some rest, brother.
See you, Terry. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, I can't really say. I think it's more speculation than anything else at this point. And I know it's hard not to, right? Did anybody watch Skinwalker Ranch this past week, by the way? I know Joe didn't because he doesn't get to see it. So he has no idea what I'm about to say, but I want to watch his reaction.
Had cable for
let's all watch his reaction.
14 years.
let's all watch his reaction to this. If you notice the part where they were out there conducting the experiments and then the weather went all wonky, how many of you had flashbacks to episode what was it, episode 7 or 6? I don't know which one it was, but it was one of those. Oh, it was episode 7. Yeah, I think. And then when it happened again, and it really freaked Travis out to the point to where he said, I ain't about to say that this thing's controlling, you know, the weather. We ain't going there, but it was weird. How many of you guys got the idea that, yeah, that's validation? Because I sure did.
Huh. That's fun.
It was fun.
That's really interesting.
Yep.
I wonder if they found anything afterwards.
They didn't say. I mean, they never went there again, but it was amazing because the wind literally just started. I mean, it was blowing monitors, big, you know, our big TV that we have, the big flat screen. They had those set up out at one of their test sites under the tent. The tent was almost blown over, and those big monitors were just blowing over like they were dominoes. That's how strong the wind was. So it was interesting. It's very interesting.
So I've had a thing with crows. I've got a lot of feathers. I may make friends with birds as well from time to time.
The Soviets did so many experiments. Oh boy, the Soviets did a lot of experiments.
Yeah, that they did.
Look up the Kardashev mirror. That's a fun one. We'll go into that one day. We really will.
Oh, if you don't believe in ghosts, come spend a few nights in my 125-year-old farmhouse. That sounds like fun.
That's a challenge, right?
That would be a fun one to get you guys involved in for this next little project we have coming up there, Bigfoot project.
Yeah, that's possible.
That'd be a good time because y'all aren't too far away. You guys are closer than actually 90% of the places we go. Oh man.
Anyway,
yeah, that'll work out. But yeah,
your bird friend. Yeah, your bird friend.
The bird friends. So we particularly in the location where we had the storm, the birds there, they knew me because I had to take care of them and feed them and all that stuff. And then we had that dust up, that sudden burst of energy, and a single crow feather sits on the ground.
Yep.
And so picked it up as always, because I have a whole cup over there full of various feathers, mostly crow feathers. And I got 2 crow feathers that I keep in my hat. Because here's something interesting, Ron. You know, the footage that we aired that we got at the farm, the same day that I got that footage, me and the boys were walking out because they wanted to go looking for Bigfoot. And a single crow feather just drops out of the sky, lands on the ground, and Ash goes and picks it up and is like, Daddy, what's this?
Well, they're just supposed to be going on your walking stick. That's where they're supposed to be going, because that's what they were supposed to be for. Remember the whole story? That's why you got the walking stick. Now you'll have to go find your own feathers.
Well,
those were the exact words. So your feathers have come to you now.
Yep, feathers have come to me now.
God only knows what that.
I gave him one of my crow feathers too. Remember?
Yeah. Well, God only knows what that walking stick's power will be if you put it together. But
So,
yeah, that's interesting, right?
Yeah, I went and I gave him one of the ones where the crow landed down in front of me and ripped its own feather out and threw it on the ground to me.
Yeah,
I gifted him that one to put on his stick. So, Godot says, black crow feather, one of the several ingredients used in Tibet to make invisibility potion long ago by someone. They also have secret summoning. I have several crow feathers on a wall in front of me now. Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, folks, if you get a chance, please do, before you head off to bed tonight, leave a comment under this.
Yeah, not this part of the video. Go over once the video goes off.
Yeah.
Jump over into the posted video and run it there.
Yeah, leave an actual comment. That helps the algorithms kick up and gets us more watch time hours. We're going to need more watch time hours to stay afloat here, and every little bit helps. And because we have a lot to do, we have a whole lot to do. So it really it comes down to you guys who watch this stuff. We try to make it interesting. Of course, it's going to be a lot more interesting soon, but that's a different project.
YouTube is changing some things up,
so it's going to be good.
So we're going to need a little bit of help from you guys in the comment department over on the main videos and sharing it out.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of you are pretty religious about it, but but there's a few of you, just go over there and do it. I mean, if we could get 50 people to do it on one post, on one video, it would be amazing. That would really kick us up, and I think that would really help a lot. So, and feel free to do it on other videos too. If you got nothing else to do, just go in there and type. It doesn't care what you say.
Like and subscribe to See Win Live. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's good stuff. If you can just leave smiley faces if you want, doesn't matter. Algorithm don't care. It doesn't look at what you leave. But we do try to respond to every single one. We try. We do.
Even the ones that are making fun of us. Especially those.
Just brace yourself, because if you're one of the people that make fun of us, we go back. we stay within the guidelines, though.
We do, don't we? Yeah. And then it just mysteriously disappears, unfortunately, because we like to keep it there. Kind of like when they used to do the castles and they would impale the people and stick them on the sticks out in front of the bridges. That's a good sign to keep people, they see that. It's visual. You don't do that or this is going to happen. Well, it's kind of like if you did that and then, you know, your ghost came back and pulled it away so
Right.
nobody could get the message. That ain't cool, man. I mean, just leave the corpse there so people can see it.
Absolutely.
That's what I say. Don't forget to hit the like. Yes, I know, Rob. I keep forgetting to say that. We're supposed to say that a lot. I watch all these other people's their long-term, you know, format videos, and they're just like every 10 minutes, hit like and share and subscribe, you know, blah, blah, blah. We always forget to do that.
Yeah, we get carried up in the conversation, guys.
Yeah. We're really bad at social media. It's just how it is. But you know, we're good at other things, so
We're definitely good at thanking you guys because you're who make this possible.
yeah. So again, you guys want to see something, and you said that they wanted to see something about the Smithsonian. That's what you said earlier.
Yeah. We need to
Yeah.
do another expanded version of the Smithsonian episode that we did a few years back.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's a lot we could touch now, especially with the possibility of some of this alien tech and different debris and remains and whatnot, and the way the Smithsonian doesn't like to bury stuff deep within their basement that they say doesn't exist.
You know what? I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch for the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to see what happens, because if there's any indicator here, I'm not worried about the UAP hearings. I don't think we're going to get anything from that. I'm more interested in what's happening with this Swedish discovery. And I think it's very interesting if Sweden comes forward with the proof that we're not alone. And at that point, you know, it's anyone's game.
Vincent says, I sprained my finger hitting the like button.
Oh my gosh, I got to go look at this. Let me see what y'all did.
Thank you, guys.
Let me see. Viewer activity. Okay. Oh, it's not letting me see it right now. But yeah, well, I'll look at it in a bit, and we'll see how you guys did with the reactions, because that helps too. Anyway, I think that's about all we have for now. See what happens next week. I think there'll probably be a little bit of that UAP discovery, you know, disclosure act kind of stuff coming in there. So I'm sure
we
Ross
might be starting to get a list, because we'd be coming up on nearly a month out.
Yeah, I think Ross is going to have something to say. So I don't know that we're going to get a complete. I don't think we're going to see who's coming to this thing. If they learned their lesson, they won't say anything.
True.
Because every time they do, people get, you know, sick and they don't feel good. They got to go do book tours. I don't know. There's all kinds of excuses that come up.
Right.
There's all kinds of excuses that come up. But, you know, I mean, I get it. I really do.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, you know, Representative Luna's thing was here, you know, focusing on this one thing. I kind of got the also feeling that she might just be tired of putting all the effort into this. They did a lot of work putting these meetings together, and then all of a sudden no one wants to show up.
Yeah, nobody wants to show up, but she also wants to keep her seat.
Yep, exactly.
There's a big demand for what she's chasing down right now.
There is.
And especially in her home state of Florida, she would be at risk with her constituents if she didn't satisfy that.
Yeah. So there's a game being played here. That's what we're getting at. So don't be, you know, don't freak out too much because there's a passing off of the, you know, at the final part of the, before the goal here, right? The last minutes. But I don't know. We'll see what Burleson does. I know Burleson's also a little biased with some of this stuff. So it makes me nervous.
And he's getting a lot of weird information from a lot of weird people. I've tracked down 2 of his sources,
and he believes,
and they're both only about half trustworthy. If
right. And he believes
outside of Grush,
and that's terrifying because some of those people, I mean, it's cult status, dude.
Oh, it really is. 2 of them are definitely borderline cult status. One of them is a guy that used to run in the same circles as me before he went permanently into South America. Now he lives back here, but he did expeditions down in South America and was also a missionary, etc. But like some of the stuff that he goes off on is deep end territory that is super speculative. And Burleson, he's got Burleson's ear somehow.
Yeah. Well, when you're biased and someone starts speaking that language,
yeah,
that's what happens. And people will start doing that because, look, man, if I can make friends with a senator, see, I'm getting
Right.
that. So exactly, funding, et cetera, et cetera. So you got to watch that kind of play. It makes me nervous, but we're gonna have to see what happens. And my eyes are right now, as far as that stuff goes, Ross Cohart, watching him, and watching Jeremy Corbell, and I'm watching George Knapp, because those two right there, I think they're on the same track as far as this needs to be done. And if it's not done the right way, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So there is that option. So we're going to be watching this and making sure that
you've got Ross Cohart, and you definitely have Jeremy Corbell and Knapp sitting there with itchy fingers ready to smash the big red button.
Yeah, well, he's literally said it. They have a, what do you call it? The dead man's trigger, right?
The dead man trigger. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
That's what Corbell has. Corbell has a dead man switch in place.
Yep.
Where if something happens to him, something happens to George, the information is going to instantly be made available.
And you can bet that information is not just rumors and hearsay, that it's full on, it'll break the dam. You know, it's one of those kind of things.
There won't be anything holding the water back ever again there.
So, yeah, man, I don't know. This is kind of interesting, kind of scary, like I said, you know, but we definitely want to pay attention to it and stay on top of it.
It might be good to observe Seaview for SUV too. Knapp, one of Bigelow's buddies, said that he can't say all that he knows. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And that's why he's got one of those dead man switches in place.
Yeah, they've all got that, man. They all know what they're doing.
Contingencies for contingencies.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a good idea to have those.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. We appreciate each and every one of you all who continually support this show and help us keep the lights on. You're about to see some really cool things starting to roll out here soon. You're going to be seeing a new series that we're going to be underway in the next week and a half, 2 weeks. We are going to be back out on the road here next month. You'll be able to catch us out there at the Carter County Bigfoot Festival, as well as Mothman Festival in September. Remember, Thunder in the Mountains Powwow in October. That is a yearly event for us. We don't miss that one. Go check it out. Again, Thunder in the Mountains Powwow. It is a fantastic event and really, really could use all your supports.
If you've never been to a powwow and you're just curious, just go. This is one of the more, you will feel like you belong there.
Yep.
And if you don't,
really
there's probably something wrong.
Because I'd been to powwows before out in Illinois.
Not the same.
And it's nothing like that. I felt out of place there. I was treated as though I was out of place there. And from the minute we walked into the powwow grounds in Fayetteville, you could tell that this was different. And highly recommend you guys go check Thunder in the Mountains Powwow, Fayetteville, West Virginia. Go give them a look over on Facebook. And if you can, come out to it and hang out. You'll have a blast. So,
multiple blessings to each and every single one of you guys, by the way.
Yes.
Absolutely a great show. Great show. Let's keep watching. Let's see if we got close on this one. These little prediction shows get scary sometimes.
They do. Everybody, thanks for hanging out. We really appreciate you. And remember, next week, right here, same place, same time, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, live here on YouTube. Come hang out with us. We can't wait to see you next week. Then, remember, it's San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. So if you're a collector, this is the time to really be looking for stuff and jump on those pre-orders. Or if you have friends that might be collectors, you never know. We appreciate things too. Stay wild and weird, everybody. Bye.